Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and I heard that Five Below had a disc-bound system, so I went to check it out, and this is what I found. The system appears to be all notebooks. They are the big size or letter size on, I think, small to medium size discs. It looked like most of the decorative or patterned covers were already gone. They did have plenty of the plain colored covers. I think there was pink, purple, and a navy blue color. They have different colored discs. So some have black discs, white discs, and then there were a few that had multicolored discs. And from what I could tell, all of them had dot grid paper. I was able to find one notebook that I liked the cover on it, and I liked that it had black discs. So again, these are from Five Below. They're $5. And even if you just use the cover for something, the disc for something, and the paper for something else, besides the other elements that are included in the notebook, I think it's worth the $5. So this is the cover that I chose. It has the line art faces. Then it has black discs. They are solid black discs. The discs are about one inch. So 1 inch discs, black discs. The cover is like that poly material. If you've ever seen the Dollar Tree placemats, that's this material. So it makes it somewhat floppy. The cover doesn't seem to stay on very well just from having it in the shopping bag and taking it out. Parts of the cover were popping off. So I would probably just laminate and make my own cover. Maybe leave this in just to help sturdy it, maybe. I don't know. Anywho, so that's the front cover. This is the back cover. This is the information on the back. It says repositionable paper and dividers, poly tab dividers, 2 poly pockets, 5 subject disc notebook, 9 1/4 by 11.2 inches or 24 centimeters by 28.5 centimeters. And it doesn't say how many pages are in here, but I think you get a good amount of pages. This was made in India. Okay, so anyhow, that is what the back looks like. This is the inside cover. And when you open it up, you have 2 poly folders. So you got one here, and then on this side, so little poly pockets. Let's see if this is a full 8.5 by 11 sticker sheet. So let's see if a full sheet will fit. Yes. So you can get a full 8.5 by 11 sheet in this pocket. And I'm pretty sure that's the same on both sides. So, yep, it fits. So that's the pocket. I think it's pretty nice. It would even be where if you have a happy planner big, you could take this out and put it in your happy planner if you don't need it in your notebook. And then it has these poly dividers. They're not very heavy. They feel about the weight of the poly folders, the school folders with the prongs and the pockets. That's what these feel like. So you get 5 tabs, so 5 sections. Then this is what the dot grid looks like. Now this is a little darker than I like my dot grid, but it's still usable. It's not as dark as I've seen. And I'm pretty sure this is 8.5 by 11, just to make sure. 8.5 by 11. Yes, it is. The paper feels to be about 24 pound. I don't know. It doesn't feel velvety or anything like that. It just feels like regular 24-pound paper. Now I am concerned that everything pops off of these discs so easily though. It could be the discs, it could be the punches, not sure. But basically that is what is in here. And even just for the paper, I think it's a pretty good deal. There's no decoration, it's just all grid or dot grid. I'm guessing that each section would have the same number of pages. So let's count the pages in one section. So 16 times 5 sections, that would be 80 pages, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, 16 times 5, 80 pages. Okay, so that's it. The inside cover, the back is just that white poly. And maybe this is like the same as the divider. No, the dividers are a little thinner. So the cover is a little thicker. So I don't know if this is a back to school item or if this will be a regular item at Five Below. But if you're interested in a notebook, you want the paper, you want the dividers, you want the folder, it's worth checking out. I did make a couple of impulse buys. I picked up these jumbo paper clips. I could not resist them because of the color. This seems to be the colorway for a lot of the stationery items at Five Below right now. So you've got the olive green, you've got a sage green, you got like a peachy color and a red. So you get 8 giant paper clips. I have no idea what I'm going to do with those, but I just thought they were cute. Okay, then my other impulse buy was these skin tone crayons. Now I do have the Crayola version of this. I have the crayons and I have the markers. I just kind of was interested in these just to see what they were. You don't usually see things like this in Five Below, so I kind of just wanted to check them out and see what kind of crayons they actually are. So I'm gonna test them out. Look, see how that just pops off? I don't get it. Why is it just popping off? Maybe it needs a better cover. I don't know. Anywho, let's see what these crayons are about. Do they say what colors they are? Extra deep golden. Let's start here. Because I'm thinking you could use these, like if you use the Julie Nutting dolls, the Prima dolls, to color them. That is a nice smooth color. This one is Deepest Almond. I'm impressed. They don't feel waxy and I can get a nice even color without a lot of effort. And this is very smooth paper, so usually the paper has when the paper has a tooth, it works better. But this is working. These are working really nice on this paper. Extra deep almond. So I might end up swatching all of these. Maybe I should save it and put it in my swatch book. Look at that. Wow. I went all out of the lines on that one. And let's try one more. This one is medium deep golden. I haven't even swatched my Crayolas. Okay, I gotta try another one. This one is light golden. This one, it seems like it's not really, I don't know if the pigment is too light or if that's the color that is intended. This one feels a little more creamy. That one feels a little chalky and dry. No, it's creamy. It just doesn't lay down a lot of pigment. And I should probably be writing the names of these as I do them. But this one is light rose. So that's barely putting any color on the paper on that one. Looks like the darker colors are better than the lighter colors, because I can barely see that there's any pigment on the page. Got a lot of light colors in here. Let's try another light color. Very light golden. Yeah, the light colors don't seem to be so great. Unless that's just the way they're supposed to look. I don't know. Can you see it? Can you even see that? So I picked those up. That's going to be fun to play with and swatch. Speaking of swatching, now since I have this out, let's see how the mild liners do on this. I'll just use the ones that I most recently picked up. And I know I'm doing the backs of these pages, but let's just see. So that looks pretty good. Let's see what happens if I color in a rectangular area and saturate the paper. Okay, so you really have to saturate for it to bleed through. If you're just doing regular highlighting, then there's no shadowing. The only thing that shadow is that rectangular shape that I did. So that's good to know. The mild liners. And even though I think a lot of people say they don't bleed, they do bleed, depending on the paper you're using. That one is so light. And then let's do this one. Okay, so that's the mild liners on the paper. So the paper is good. It might be 28 pound versus the 24 pound that I think is somewhere around there. I really wish that stationery companies would start putting more of that information on their packaging so that we know what we're working with. So I also got my dot markers. I'm gonna try the zig version first. Let's just try a couple of these. Nothing. Very good. And then let's try the ones from Michaels. Let's just try a couple of these. Okay, so the Michaels, I'm not sure they make as good of a dot as the other. All right, so let's see if there's any bleed through from that. So my thing is, if the markers don't bleed through, probably the pens don't. So I don't have any true fountain pens, so I can't test that. I do have Five Below fountain pens. I'm not sure how close to the real thing those are, but we can try them. Okay, so I have these calligraphy fountain style pens from Five Below, and then I have a Papermate Flare that I can test. So let's test the Papermate. And see. So I don't see anything. It looks pretty good, and I kind of like the way the flare glides on this paper, so that's pretty nice. Let's see, I didn't load most of these, so I may have to load it up. Let's try one. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. There we go. Okay. So let's see if we can get this one going. Yep. It's very light. So this is probably not a good example, but still the only thing that's showing through is where I colored and saturated the page with that mild liner. Is this dried up? Am I making a mistake here? I think this one is dried. Yeah, it's dried up. Okay, so anyway, that's enough hemming and hawing with that. It seems to work really well, and I'll know that if I open these up and don't use them right away, that they will dry up. So let's try this one last one. I know I keep saying I'm going to stop. I'm not crazy about how they write, but it doesn't appear to bleed through or shadow. This is good paper. The only drawback that I see about this is that the paper does not stay on these discs. And again, I don't know if it's the paper, if it's the discs or what, or the punches on the paper. But I guess I could get over that. And I'm thinking that maybe if I reinforced the edge with some washi tape or something and then punched it again, that it would be okay. So that is it for the $5. Uh-oh. What did I have on my desk? Oh, I put it on top of the crayons, and the crayons marked on the paper, but that's okay. So anyway, that is it. That is the $5 notebook from Five Below, the Five Below fountain pens, the dot markers, the flare pen, the Five Below skin tone crayons, is 24 crayons, and the jumbo paper clips. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, you may be interested in these other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.